Welcome to Starseed Essence Media. I'm Eva Rozier, your host. Today's guest is Kelvin Henderson. He is a metaphorical bridge builder in the local community. He is a visionary local journalist, community reporter, artist, yoga practitioner, event supporter, community advocate, small business supporter, relationship builder, and has a very positive influence in the community. What's striking is how many people publicly mention him. People thank him. People invite him. People recognize his articles. People appreciate him showing up. That's the story. Today we're exploring something that often gets overlooked in a world obsessed with fame, followers, and going viral. What happens when someone decides simply to show up? Not for a day, not for a week, but consistently. My guest today is Kelvin Henderson, an artist, a journalist, a yoga practitioner, a community supporter. But what stood out to me wasn't any one title. It was seeing how many people in the community know him, appreciate him, and genuinely value his presence. In a time when many people feel disconnected, Kelvin seems to be doing the opposite. He's connecting people. And today we're going to explore how. Kelvin, welcome to Starseed Essence. I'm glad that you came on.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show. Tell us about your local community, where you're from, and just give us a little background of who Kelvin Henderson is.
I'm from Charleston, Georgia. It's a small town in Charleston County. I would say we have over about 2,000 people here. So, it's a little small town.
Yeah.
We had some athletes from here, especially in football. We're most known for football.
Yeah.
And
So you really appreciate the community, and that's what stood out to me and inspired me to reach out to you. Can you go back to your childhood? Can you just give a little brief synopsis of what your childhood looks like?
my childhood was pretty normal, standard, not out of the ordinary. I pretty much come from like a middle class family.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised by my mom with the help of my grandparents. My biological dad was early in my life. I've only seen him about one time. That's it. And
Okay.
through the years, I've been blessed that I have family members that support me and
Yeah.
and I support on the things that they do. I never had any problem.
We met through the internet years ago because of yoga. Back whenever I had the studio, you reached out to me and it's yoga struck an interest in you. What inspired you to go in that direction? Because now you've mastered it in a lot of ways. I've seen your progression.
When I was recovering from a car accident in 2021, I wanted to find ways to stay fit and get in shape and also help with my mind. And then,
Yeah.
so I started researching and I came across yoga. So then I started looking on YouTube, see all these different yoga instructors. And then one day I happened to come across you, and I seen that you had a studio,
Hmm.
but then they said it had closed down. So,
Yeah.
and then also saw that another teacher was taking a weight cross. That yoga
Hmm.
teacher was named Lindsay Saul. So she helped me start the yoga journey.
That's awesome. Yeah, you've done a lot throughout the years. Now, what happened with your accident in 2021?
Me and a friend of mine, we were on our way to his doctor's appointment in Kingsland, and we're driving, weren't speeding or anything, we're driving, and then all of a sudden, we had we're in the ditch. My side got hit, but his couldn't open the door to get out. So he got the worst of it, I think because of the airbags.
Yeah.
And then, so he was transported to Jacksonville hospital. I was transported to Kingsland. And
Okay.
he called me a few days later, asked how I was doing, and I said,
Yeah.
and he said it could have been worse.
Mhm. Yeah, that is lucky that you didn't get worse. Did you whenever you got into the accident, did you lose consciousness at all?
So fast. Like,
Yeah.
so,
So,
it kind of damaged my lower back. So
okay.
luckily, I didn't
Gosh.
have to. Luckily, I didn't have to get major surgery. Just some
Wow.
physical therapy.
I'm glad that you found yoga. I try to teach my patients yoga. I call it bed yoga, hospital bed yoga. And I tell them all you got to do is just raise your hands and give me jazzy fingers. That's yoga. Jazzy fingers. Can you tell me now you're an artist as well, and can you tell me when did creativity show up in your life? Have you always been this creative, or is it something that as you're opening up your chakras, this art is just coming through. You've got some beautiful pieces and do art shows. So tell me about that.
Actually, started doing art around the sixth grade because pretty much I love to draw, and then it escalated to painting. So like, I might been into painting,
Yeah.
and then I also write poetry every now and then. So that that's also how I got started as well. I wrote my first poem.
What do you feel like inspires you to blend and connect with the community like you do? Because that truly does stand out. You're like a connector. Like you're one of these people that kind of connects people. That's pretty amazing. That's a gift.
What? Well, nothing about me is like I try to not to not to brag too much. I
Yeah.
don't, I don't
Like the ego.
like yeah, and I don't think I'm better than others. I try not to judge others. Try not to get in a lot of drama, and I
Yeah.
try to help people the best way I can, and also tell them that I might not have the right answers or the wrong answers. I might not be always right or wrong. So, and I'm not perfect.
I don't believe any of us are perfect here, and I think that's a good way to be is like it's almost like you're humble and the ego you understand about, what the ego is. And ego I do have a take on. I think the ego can be a good and a bad thing. I think having a little sense of, hey, your self-worth, maybe that's not ego, but we define it as ego, but I know that stands out with you. You can look at your profile, and as far as on your Facebook page, I was looking through everything. I'm like, gosh, you really do have a lot of connections. It's a
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
yeah.
And
Even even in people who haven't met me yet, but they've seen me. I'm like, I've seen them before, or I've heard
yeah,
of them.
yeah, you got one of those. You got a familiar face, like one of these faces that you can't forget face. One thing I noticed is how many local events you have covered. You've been to, you've attended. How did that begin? And did you always enjoy being this person, you know, a writer? You're doing journalism. I don't know if you know that. What inspired you to start documenting everything that you're doing?
Well, before I started working for the paper, which is called Charleston County Herald in Folkestone, I pretty much always attended and supported the event. And one day they said they needed someone who knew the area real well and knew a lot of people. And so
Yeah,
I was like
that's you.
the perfect candidate for the job. So,
That's awesome.
I've been there for a year. I started in January 2027 of last year, and I didn't get to
Okay.
cover my first event until February 28th.
Okay. That's awesome. Do you like write articles and stuff for the paper?
I write the articles and take the photos.
Okay. That's amazing. It's like a gift that you have. I mean, I'm sure you know that, but sometimes I know we kind of get in our own way and you don't want to be proud of it, but it's something special. Out of the stories you have covered and gone through and looked at over the years, what is one story that impacted you the most?
I actually thought I never would do this, but I actually got the interview Champ Bailey, and I never thought in a million years that I would interview a football Hall of Famer. So and I guess that was like a dream come true.
So tell me a little bit about him.
He's from Folkestone. He's actually one of the greatest players out of Charlton County, and he's pretty much the only player from Folkestone in the Hall of Fame, and he's pretty much our hometown hero, and we named the football field after him in the street.
Wow. He is an inspiration. I've heard so many people talk about him, and he's doing good stuff too. Good people coming out of Folkestone, Georgia.
Yeah, so he's one of the people that put chalk on the map for football.
Yeah, he did. So you've supported local businesses, festivals, schools, artists, musicians, small business owners. Why is that important to Kelvin? Why is that important to you?
Well, I've always looking for ways to give back and support businesses. Like even if I'm not buying anything, I would pretty much help them get spread the word, give a shout out about them, and so I think that's important.
Yeah, it is important. It really is. Community matters so much. And so we can know that we're not alone here, not alone in this world. And, a lot of people do want to search for fame, I believe. And I, I honestly believe it starts with the community. I want to be famous. Start with your community. That matters. It's one little baby step at a time as far as that goes. And it comes with understanding I believe, certain laws and rules, and it has to do with being humble and what your intentions are behind everything that you do. As you know that as a yogi practitioner, I know the poses that you're doing are not easy poses, and it has nothing. Well, it does a little bit with your physical body, but more of your mind and your etheric body as well. I can go off and talk about yoga, but I was trying to not talk about it too much. But what happens when what do you think happens when communities stop supporting each other?
Everything breaks down, like it fades away. Like
Yeah,
I mean, without the community, what do you have?
true. When we don't support each other, things kind of just wither, like kind of just fall apart. And I know that during these days and time that we're in a kind of a shifting period of a timeline, the transition period, and we are, I believe, more and more people. We have to come together as a community. The we the people matter as a community, and it starts with that's where it starts. It's where everything starts with that the connection. So we did start to talk about yoga, and here is this next section. I'm going to kind of go through the yoga journey, your yoga journey in life. Can you tell us a little bit, how did yoga find you? I know you talked about, getting hurt in your accident and kind of was searching for something to gradually get healthy, but tell me, did it do more than that for you? Did it do more than just the physical for you?
Yes, because I thought once I did it, then I'll be like, I'm gonna give up on this drug today. I don't think I'm gonna do it, but I kept going. So it'll be almost 4 years.
Mhm.
And, so I've been doing it for almost 4 years now. So
Pretty
I mean,
regular, yeah.
I mean, I'm glad I stuck with it this long.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's what it takes for success in anything, is sticking with it and not giving up on yourself, and your intentions behind it as well. You're
And then I have some people ask, does it really work? I said, yes, because I didn't start off as flexible.
right. Yeah, I had a guy come to me because I was doing private lessons, and he came to me, and he was a runner, ran, multiple like marathons, triathlons, and he had never done yoga. And I said, okay, we'll do basic beginner. Within 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, he was drenched in sweat. I'm talking about, he's like, oh my gosh. And this guy was like, a runner. He could run for miles, which I can't, I'm not good at. I can do it for miles and miles. I thought it was pretty interesting to see, because I believe our fascia is where we hold a lot of our emotional baggage in our fascia. And I do believe that, stretching that fascia kind of opens your chakra systems up, these energy wheels inside of our body to get spinning and getting the energy moving and getting feeling better, even just through the breath.
And then I also learned to listen to my body. Like if I go into a pose, I like, what? My body's not letting me do it. Hey, do it the next time.
It's amazing. Do you feel like yoga has changed your mind as well?
Yes,
Yeah. In which ways did yoga change your mind, your mindset?
I think I'm more happier than I was before, and on top of that, it's helped me lose weight, and I've lost around 50 pounds. Used to be around
That's awesome.
230, but now I slimped down to 230.
Okay, that's good job. What do you feel like the biggest lesson that yoga has taught you?
The biggest lesson is that it's your own practice. It's not a competition.
Mhm. Yep. You just do it at your own pace. Do you feel like it's more mental, physical, or spiritual?
I want to say probably. I mean, I want to say all three, but
That's what I was gonna say. That was a trick question. Come on now. Are you a yoga practitioner now? Are you thinking about doing that?
I don't know if I'm the teaching type. But I mean, I might be able to guide somebody.
Yeah. Guide them through the meditation process at least. I'm sure you've done many over the last 4 years. So, do you feel like yoga has opened you up to your artistic abilities as well?
Yes,
Or do you feel like you were already kind of tapped in?
I think it helped me open it up a little bit more.
There was a piece that I said, "Will you send me a screenshot of that one? I love it." Can you explain what that one is? That one art piece, the one with the hands?
Okay, so that one, so with that one, I was one day I was just sitting there and I had these hands, and I was like, I had these hands, and I was looking at at a compass. So I'm gonna paint and draw a hand compass. So that's kind of shaped into a compass.
What's the title of that one?
I think I called that one the compass hand.
The compass hands. I love it. It's very, very good. Do you feel like in art doing by painting that you're helping yourself heal or processing any kind of anything when you're painting? I know for me personally, I went through a painting period where I was painting, 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 and I was processing a lot of things that I went through while I was painting.
Painting for me, it's one of my hobbies. You can like express yourself through painting. So that's pretty much how it is for me.
True. Have you ever painted a mural?
I hope one day I get to.
Yeah, I think
I've done a few window art.
window, okay, that's good. Yeah, I've done some business art too. I feel like murals in a community are a good thing if you can get like a group of teenagers together and all of you paint something like on a wall and like basically I had a friend that did that for their community. It was amazing. He was the leader of it and he basically outlined, hey, this is what we're going to do and this is all of your sections and everybody just basically just colored in so everybody had the whole community was a part of making that mural, which I thought was something beautiful to do. I would love to see more of those around. What is a project that you're most proud of?
Project I'm most proud of, probably the window painting that I did in Queensland, since it was my first one. I did it for a business called Cereal Bar. It was in St. Mary's. And
Okay,
They
that's awesome.
they asked they asked two artists to do it, so I was one of them, and the other one was another artist and a friend of mine named Kelly Lynn.
Okay.
Yeah, she does mural and window painting as well.
You have to send me a picture of that if you have it so I can tag it into this little clip here. So, I believe there's power in just showing up in life. Something I noticed repeatedly while researching you was this: people seem genuinely happy when you show up. What does friendship mean to you?
It means a lot because when you develop a friendship, you kind of create a bond and kind of feel safe and comfortable around that person that you created a bond with in friendship with.
True, very true. And it's always there. Do you think that we've lost some of the connection as a society?
I would probably say a little bit of it because in nowadays you can't really get the help that that you need, or
Yeah.
if you ask for help, some people just stand there or sit there and watch
Yeah.
as others struggle.
Yeah, I've noticed that, society is there's a whole hodgepodge of everything, and I do, I know everybody has their own free will to do what they want to do, and there's people that could step in and help, but would it actually help that person constantly? There's a whole there's a duality nature to that.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. Sometimes you be like you'd be like, if I help this person, will it make it better, or would it make it worse, or they probably don't want help, so I'm not going to force.
Yeah, true. Why do you continue showing up for events when nobody is forcing you to do so?
I pretty much like going places and events. So I mean, I like to see what's out there.
Good. This next segment is on consciousness and purpose. Starseed Essence Media often explores consciousness. What does consciousness mean to you?
To me, it means like kind of like focus, like when it comes to like the mindset, you're focused on certain things, like
Yeah.
like yoga or family, friends, stuff like that.
Connection. Yeah, connections and expansiveness, expanding. I think that, it's one thing that we all strive for is that expansion in life. And, we're not people aren't purposely going out and saying, "Well, I think I'm going to demolish everything, my life on purpose." I think people get caught up in that, unfortunately, and that's what happens. But I don't think anybody goes out seeking that. It just, kind of eventually happens, unfortunately, when they don't feel that they're supported. And I think community is a good thing for people that are struggling with that and kind of, feeling that way. And I feel like consciousness is everything.
Yeah,
It's your pen you're holding, your earbuds in your ear, the computer, the microphone, that's everything has consciousness because you're observing it. What do you know about the observer effect?
they observe when people observe something, they either pick it up, they either pick it up fast right then and now, or it takes them a little bit of time to get used to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the observer effect, I feel like, with consciousness related anything, as I'm observing one thing, say you could play a game right now, and I'm going to say, "Hey, Kelvin, look at me. First thing you're noticing, tell me what it is." And then I could ask somebody out in the audience saying, "Hey, look at me. What do you notice? First thing." And y'all, both of you or whoever, how many people, like everybody's going to notice something different. Nobody's going to notice the same thing.
Yeah.
But the fact is, we're all creating it together in separate ways, separate consciousnesses and perceptions of reality, but it's all connected because it's all within the field. And I know I can talk and talk and talk about this. This is my topic.
Yeah, and I think I think the most common thing that you'll probably notice in people is probably their behavior. Like one day they'll act the same, and the next they act different. Like
Yeah.
you'll like they're not their usual self today.
Yeah. Yep. It could be just going through something or have a migraine headache, or you never know when the person's next to you, lost their dog or just lost a family member, or the person that's sitting next to you at, a coffee shop, what they went through. You don't know. You never know. And I, I believe that when you're in like any shop, like coffee shop or restaurant, if you're sitting by yourself, especially, and somebody walks up and sits down next to you, they have a message for you. So you better talk to them. You better just say hello at least, because you never know. They could be your guardian angel with a message. I've played with this idea, and that hasn't related to the consciousness thing. I've played with it, and throughout my years of knowing that, I've experienced so many crazy things. I mean, people I'm reconnected with now that I connected with 10 years ago that know the same people from across the world. It's just wild how it happens. Have you ever experienced anything like that? Anything you can't explain?
Well, there was this one time where I was standing in line. I was ordering a food. I was ordering food, and then out of the blue, this person comes up to me and because I didn't know who they were and stuff. So, I mean, we had a
No.
good conversation though.
So you were recognized, and that kind of made you like, what? They recognize?
Yeah.
How do they know me? I don't even know them. That's happened to me before too. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do a little bit of a rapid fire question. So whenever you can answer with 1 or 2 words, but try to do it as fast as you can. First thing that comes to your head. Okay. This is something I like to do with the guest here. All right. Coffee or tea? Yoga or art? Morning or night? Favorite local business?
Quich and Co.
Say that one again.
Quich and Co.
What is that?
It's over coffee trailer.
Okay. Coffee. Favorite place in Folkestone?
Favorite place in Folkestone? I don't have one.
They're all favorite. What is your favorite quote?
I would probably say hard work leads to success, love, and connection.
Okay. Most influential person in your life?
That would be my mom, Josephine.
Before I interviewed you, I always tap into people's fields just before I interview them, just to it's what I do. It helps. And I was like, oh, his mama is a good one. He's got a good mama. I could sense that. I sensed that you were close with her.
Yeah.
And that's a gift. That's good.
And then my stepdad became in my life, and he pretty much taught me a few things. And so he was pretty much like the only father I knew, but he had passed away in 2020.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I know that's hard when somebody's that impactful in your life and you lose them. I do believe they're always with you, though. What is one thing people misunderstand about you?
That I just try to help the best way that I can, and sometimes I can't. Sometimes I don't like to do certain things that are not right, that I think that may be wrong.
Yeah, you're really good at connecting people and community, and that's something to be proud of. When people look back on your life someday, what do you hope they say about you?
Good thing I was there for them. I would show up, stuff like that.
Good. And one last question for closing. After looking through your journey, one big thing becomes very clear. Your story isn't all about yoga, not really about journalism, not really about art. It's about connection. And I feel that and I sense that. In a world that often feels divided, Kelvin remains peaceful and grounded and reminds us that sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is simply show up for one another. And maybe that's where community begins. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if this content resonates with you. Thank you, Kelvin.
You're welcome.
Namaste. Thank you so much for coming on from one yogi to the other. We're going to do yoga together one day.
Yep, I hope so, because I've been ready to try the partner poses with you.
If anybody wants to connect with you, how can they do that?
If you see me anywhere in the community, then come up, talk to me, and connect with me on social media.
Okay. I'll tag your profile if you want me to. Give me a good email to put below if somebody happens to want to reach out to you for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on.